Help could soon be coming to Oklahoma to deal with the opioid epidemic. President Obama signed a bill offering up money to states to deal with this crisis. Right now, Oklahoma ranks 10th in the nation for drug poisoning deaths. So joining us now to talk about this bill and what it could mean for our state is the clinical director of the Recovery Center right here in OKC, David Patterson. Thank you so much for being with us here today. Good morning. So before we get to the fine print of this bill, what you hope to see come from it, at least, let's touch on this opioid epidemic here in Oklahoma. It seems like we talk about this a lot. It's really been in the spotlight. Is this just devastating our state right now?
It is in many ways. You know, it's creating havoc among individuals and families and jobs, criminal activity. People who start off with a medical condition go to the doctor. You know, this has been going on for years, but now it's become really at the height of the crisis. And going to the streets for those medications, and then the medications being too expensive, turn into heroin, turn into IV drug use, among middle class.
The domino effect, just detrimental from the use of it. And talk to me in terms of numbers. How many people we're talking about here in the Sooner State dealing with this issue?
You know, we treat about 2,000 people a year, and of those 2,000, somewhere between 30 and 40% of the people we see are addicted to opiates.
Just at your recovery center? Or okay. Yeah. And then also, mental health also crippling the state too. In your eyes, what's the root of these issues? Why are we here in this place right now in this predicament?
State funding is one. We're all aware of the cuts of state funding. We have so many people coming through our doors seeking help that at times we have to turn away because we don't have the money, or the state hasn't provided us the money to cover those services.
And kind of tying those two together, I know you kind of just spoke on it a little bit, but tying opioid use, mental illness, are you seeing a lot of those patients with mental health disabilities turning to opioids? Are they kind of fueling the fire off one another?
Well, we call that co-occurring disorders. And a lot of the people that come in do report a history of some type of previous diagnosis of mental health. Some of them are receiving services elsewhere. Others are trying to seek services through us, and we kind of provide a gateway at a referral to help them if they need medication. We provide services there at TRC for co-occurring, and as far as counseling, case management, referral, any level of care that they may need in that way.
Okay, and let's talk about this new piece of legislation, the 21st Century Cures Act. It was just signed yesterday by Obama. This is really a shot in the arm for the medical field, wouldn't you say, or what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I hope it turns out positive. I hope and I have faith that the government, as they distribute that money to the states, and that we're able to use it appropriately, to get to the nonprofit facilities like TRC, the Recovery Center, and other facilities, so that we can help these folks who need services that they don't. Some don't have insurance, they don't have employment, and they desperately need help.
And I know you must have been following this act extremely closely. What, after all your research and what you've heard about it, what do you see as being the biggest changes that could be coming to Oklahoma for this and patients who need help with opioid use, mental health disabilities? What can we expect here?
Well, I see in the act they talk a lot about medication-assisted treatment, which means Suboxone, methadone, to help people with opiate dependency, heroin, IV use, get off that particular medication, get on a different medication, stabilize them out, with the idea of titrating them off to detox them. And at TRC, we have a 6-week detoxification program that the state funds. If they come in every day and get their medication, receive counseling, case management, and referral, and whatever services they may need.
And talking about these painkillers that we're talking about here, within this Cures Act, I know $1 billion is going to be given nationwide to help fight opioid problems. What piece of that pie is Oklahoma going to get to help fight the issue?
Well, I'm not sure. Whatever they give us, hope it's enough to cover. We need a tremendous amount of money. We need a tremendous amount of help serving these people.
So what does that dollar sign look like to you on your Christmas wish list, if you will? What would that dollar amount look like?
It would be in the millions.
Do you see that coming?
I have faith it should, and it will.
I know the Cures Act also removes some burdensome regulations from the FDA, right? So kind of talk about maybe some of the ways that medicines, approved devices might enter the market more quickly, more efficiently.
Narcan reverse overdose. You know, we see that some of the police departments are implementing that. At TRC, we've started an agreement with the state to implement a Narcan program, allowing the Suboxone doctors more patients. You know, most of them are allowed 100. I think they're going to up that to somewhere close to 300 patients, so that they'll allow to treat more people with medication-assisted treatment medications.